Hey, yo! Chris Jordan here. Actually, should I change my name from Chris Jordan TV to just Chris Jordan and make it simple? You guys let me know in the comment below. Now, before we get into it, make sure you get your free basketball workout in the description below. Also, if you want a free trial to my basketball training course, click the link in the description below. I won't say it again. Click it. Now, anyways, damn, what was this video supposed to be about? Oh, okay. Here we go. Sorry. Anyways, let's get into the video. So, first things first. When it comes to basketball training, or basketball in general, a lot of people think you need a huge bag of moves, right? Like a huge bag. Like, they need to know every ankle breaker move. They need to learn every crossover. They need to learn all this other stuff. Yada, yada, yada. All this stuff. They need to learn every step back, side step, back step, push step, blah, blah, blah. They need to learn everything. People think they need a huge bag of moves. But if you look at the most dominant players of all time, they had one go-to move, right? One go-to move and one go-to move and counters off of that move. So I'm going to give you an example. Now, I'm going to do a video about this. Not a video about this. I'm going to do a video where I show you, like, literally videos of, like, players' go-to moves, like, their go-to moves and then the counters off of it. And then I'm going to walk you through it. But the best players, the best scorers of all time had one go-to move. You had Kareem with the little sky hook. You had MJ with the fadeaway. Really, there was a move before that, but we don't talk about that much. We had Kobe. Kobe's go-to move. A lot of people think Kobe's go-to move was the fadeaway, which it kind of was, but Kobe's go-to move was literally just him using his left pivot. If you notice the times he scored and the most efficient times he scored in the mid-post, it was off his left pivot foot. So that's a go-to move. The best score, another scorer that had a go-to, James Harden. James Harden go-to move is the size up between cross. If you step over to the right, he's going to cross over. If you don't step over, he's going to the goal. If you step back, he's hitting you with the side step. Now, Kevin Durant, he has a hang dribble. We call it a bound, but we can also call it hang dribble. Hang dribble, you step back, pull up jumper. If you try to beat him to the left side, if the ball's in his left hand after the hang dribble, he's crossing over. If you don't beat him to the left side and you give him the lane, he's going to the goal. People like to overcomplicate basketball, and that makes it harder. It actually makes it harder than, what it needs to be. You don't need a huge bag of moves to really to really dominate basketball. You need one go-to move that nobody's going to stop in your head, that nobody's going to stop regardless of how they play it. And you need counters off of that. So ideally, when I say counters, I mean like reads. So for example, and honestly, with these reads, you want to have a read, or you want to be able to have like two reads or two or three main reads, but you want to have like, how do I describe it? You want to have options to where you could finish at every single level of the court. So you want to have an option that lets you finish at close at the rim, layups, one at the mid-range, and one at three-point line. Because most dominant players all had those three attributes where they could finish from anywhere on the court. There's some exceptions like James Harden, who usually only finishes in the lane or the three-point line. But if you build a more all-around game with that mid-range area included, you kind of have a meta game that allows you to play, allows you to be harder to guard. So having a go-to move and then having reads out of that move is one of the most crucial things in basketball. Simply because that you can do your go-to move, and this is when you have this go-to move, it lets you, it lets you. I can't even get to talk. I like describe it. It lets you slow down the game. You feel me? So, I'll use an example. My go-to moves, because I watched a lot of Kevin Durant. Like Kevin Durant's my favorite player of all time. So my go-to move is the between the legs hang dribble, right? Now, ideally, it's between the legs hang dribble, pull up, or I'll do a side step. Those are my go-to moves. But it's between those two, depending on how the defender is playing me. But let's just say hang dribble, hezzy pull up, right? Now, let's say the defender steps up towards me, right? My go-to move at that point is a hesitation move straight to the goal. Now, it doesn't always have to be a hezzy straight to the goal right after. It can be a hezzy and I go straight to the goal. I mean, straight. I drive down the lane and then pull up for a jumper if help defense comes. Really, this is going to depend on the situation you're in. But just to make it easy, let's just say it's a one-on-one. No, first move, go to, hezzy pull up. I mean, hang dribble, hezzy pull up. That's my go-to, right? Second one, if the guy comes towards me, I'll do a hezzy move and go straight to the goal for the layup. That's my second option. If he comes up to me and he's predicting I'm going to shoot the ball, I have the ball, I'm going to hesitate, go to the rim. Now, my third go-to, my third option is that if I do a hang dribble into my hezzy and I'm about to pull up, or not about to pull up, but I'm loading, like I'm floating the ball, pocketing the ball, so I can read whatever the defender's doing. And let's say, he jumps to my left side, right? So I'm about to pull up, or not even about to pull up. I hang dribble, and he's jumping to the left side because I just did a hezzy move and went to the goal. Now I'm just going into a drop through, or just a through between the legs, or a split through, whatever you want to call it. So I'll go between the legs to the elbow, mid-range jump shot. So now you can see I have three options off of one go-to move. So I have the hang dribble, hezzy pull-up, number one. Have the hang dribble, hesitation, drop pivot. The footwork, the drop pivot part is just the footwork. But hang dribble, hesitation move, straight to the goal. Then I have a hang dribble, drop cross, or drop through, split through to get to the mid-range. So go-to move, and then two options after. So that's really how you want to simplify basketball. And like I said, the best scorers have always done this. Like, I'm trying to give an example. James Harden's the most obvious example. James Harden built his whole game off of one move. Size up between hezzy cross. I mean, not between hezzy cross. Between cross. You jump to his right side. He's countering with going to his left with the crossover. Jump to his left side. He probably has enough space to step back. Or, I mean, if you back off, he has enough space to step back. And if you come up too close, he's driving to the goal. He's probably going to get the foul. All based off of one move. And then on top of that, since he's so aggressive out of that move or out of that sequence, as soon as he drives, it's going to leave people wide open in the corner for him to get some assists to create points for the team. That Kevin Durant hang dribble pull up, that's his go-to. Kobe Bryant, he likes the mid post off the left pivot foot. MJ, he has the fadeaway, but he also did the they call it windshield wiper, but it's basically like he has you posted up and he fakes one way, turns back, fades the other way. There's a lot of people. Luka step back. Curry doesn't really have a go-to move. Not really a go-to, because he does a lot of step backs. But when I think of go-to moves, I think of like moves that allow you to read defenders. So like hang dribbles, all that other stuff. But I'm trying to think of one more person who has a go-to. I don't know. I can't think of one more person who has like a main go-to move. Like, it's coming, but are you going to stop it type of move. But that's my point. in this video, although basketball training can teach you different types of footwork, different types of skills, different types of things to add to your bag, handles, all this other stuff, combination, dribble moves, double moves, all this other stuff. You really want to have one go-to move that you go to and then two option counters out of that. Because at the end of the day, if you could simplify basketball, it's going to allow you to score at a way easier pace than, just trying to try all these moves, but you haven't mastered any of these moves. It's better to master one move that's your go-to with those two options compared to trying to master a ton of moves. And then when you get in the game and you're trying to figure out, okay, what should I do? What should I do? When you're in the game and you're trying to figure out what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? Blah, blah, blah. What should I do? Now you're in your head, you trapped yourself, and now you don't know what to do compared to having that go-to move that you could go to no matter what. But that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to do another video where I show you video of people having their go-to moves and everything. So that's coming soon. Also, if you want a free workout, click the link in the description below to get a free workout. Also, if you want a free trial to my basketball training course, click the link in the description below. That's it for the video. Be sure to check out some of my other videos if you need more basketball tips, training videos, all that, yada, yada. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.